Good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to the Very Big Comedy Quiz. It's the Tuesday night edition. It's lovely to be with you guys. It's lovely to see all of you, even though I can't see a single one of you. It's so nice to be here in the fabulous metropolis of Randburg. It's a wonderful night tonight. I'm very excited because my co-host is not only one of my favorite ever musicians. He's also a super nice guy. I've had the privilege and the pleasure of working with him over the years, although I've recently found out that my powers of observation are terrible. So I would like to welcome, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the lead singer of I'm sure they're a multi-award-winning band at Opi Kopi. I do recall introducing them, as well as at Up the Creek, as the best fucking band in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the lead singer of Wonderboom is Cito.
Hey Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm so much better to have you here with me.
Cool, man.
I don't know if you remember the Up the Creek incident at all.
No, you know what? After 24 years, these festivals become a bit of a blur. I mean, I remember certain scenes, but like Martin has got the most amazing memory considering how much he smokes. He can tell you dates, venue, remember how to get there, who was there, like all those kind of details. And I don't know, I've got a memory issue. So please remind me what happened.
So I was emceeing the festival, which was sponsored by Savannah, and in a fairly short-sighted series of events, they said, "Chris, please drink as much Savannah as you possibly can." So I did my best to, and you guys were like the last band of the evening or something. And then I said, "So how do you want me to introduce you?" And I think it was Martin. He said, "Just say we're the best fucking band in the world." So I went on stage and said the words, "the best fucking band in the world," probably about 732 times, just in case nobody knew.
Well, thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Well, it's stuck with us, you know, and we've had to live up to that. So thank you. Thank you for raising the bar for us.
I think you did. I think you were amazing that night. But yes, so here you are. How's your lockdown been for you?
It's been good. I think I'm far better off than a lot of other people have been. And I'm fortunate that I've got a few things going. I don't just rely on live rock and roll gigs with my band for income and for, you know, work and that kind of a thing. I've got a few fingers in different pies. It's all music related, so it's all still things I love. Work-wise, socially, yeah, it's a bit weird, and I definitely miss gigging, and I miss people, and I miss my friends. But you know, I think I'm in the same situation as everybody else is, so just trying to make the most of it, you know.
I miss playing rock and roll gigs as well. Although I've never really played, but I'm sure if I had played one, it would have been.
It would have been missable for sure.
Exactly. But you guys actually released an album about, what was it, a year ago?
No, it was a little bit further back, the end of 2017, actually. Rising Sun.
Great. Cheers, everyone.
Well, join the club. Yeah, so Rising Sun, end of 2017, but we've carried on releasing singles. I think we've released about 6 or 7 singles off that album, and we've recently released 2 new singles since we've joined up with Just Music, with Matthew Fink as producer. So we're putting an album together with them, and yeah, we've released our 2nd single called Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole. Can we get it on iTunes? Is there a music video?
There's no, there's an audio video, which is really cool. It's a custom made vinyl spinning with the label Rabbit Hole on it, and that was done by Rob O'Brien.
Yeah, good old Rob O'Brien.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice one. Well, because it's in honor of you that we have themed our quiz this evening a South African music theme.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully the guys are up to scratch. We've got a whole bunch of regulars that join us here. So I see some of them have logged on already. Team Swim for Sadie's here. The Surrages are here. Here for the beer is here. The Garage Doors. There's a bunch of them, and there's a bunch of familiar names that I don't normally see on the quiz that are obviously just here to see you. So I'm slightly offended, but I'm okay with it. Well, apparently,
yeah.
I was going to say bald gingers don't have the same appeal, so it's fine. It's fine. Layla's here, the accidental tourist. So I'll just explain the rules so long.
To be fair, you didn't spend your 90s taking your shirt off on stage.
Did you hear what my wife just said? I didn't spend my 90s. I haven't even made it out of my 40s yet. I think you mean the 90s. Yeah, and let's be honest, I don't think I could rock a pair of leather trousers quite the same either.
It's always worth the bash, man. And you know what? You're not fooling me with this ginger victim rhetoric, because, I mean, look at Ed Sheeran.
Go on, but he's still got hair and he can sing.
And Nick
that's
Hucknall.
the main difference between comedians and singers, like, is well, there's so many, but the saddest one to me is the groupies, because you guys, like, you play the thing and everybody's like, look at him, he's on stage and he's so intense and he's got his shirt off, and then you can say something crazy to them when you get off stage and they're just like, oh man, sleep with me now. Whereas if we say something crazy to a lady when we get off stage, they're like, oh, you're so funny. Introduce me to the band. Yeah.
Again, comedians. No. Listen, I've got a huge admiration for comedians, because musicians cannot do what you do single-handedly or as a one-man show anyway.
Well, if it's any consolation, I can't sing or play an instrument, so I think we're about even there.
All right, cool.
Well, let's.
Daniel says Jesus is co-hosting. Little does he know that.
Well, I think that's what he meant. Oh. Jesus Christ, superstar.
Ah.
Yeah, it's my first coming.
Trying so hard not to make that joke.
Don't do it. Okay. Don't do it.
I've stopped myself. I didn't want to make you cross. Oh, I made one. Oh. Okay. Oh. Don't be that guy, Chris. So,
I'm not really Jesus, by the way. I'm not offended. Don't worry. I'm not really Jesus. It's okay. I'm not offended.
Yeah. Well, if you were Jesus, you'd have to forgive me. So, swings and roundabouts. Thank you very much. The Otters are in the house. The Otters are the team that wins this quiz the most out of everyone. They're very, very clever people. Because Warren, who is one of my good friends and a fellow comedian, he grew up and he's only friends with books. So that's his. Okay, so the rules are, for those of you who are playing with us for the first time, the first most important rule is that you don't put any answers in the comments section. You get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, you write your answers down, and at the end of the thing, you let us know what your score is, which you'll fill in on the pinned Google document at the bottom of the comment section, which is also where you'll register your team now. So if you've not registered yet, click on that document, fill in your team name, and then at the end of every round, you will tell us what your score is. Then the next rule is, please be honest. There's as much as the prizes are huge when I make them up at the end of the quiz, it is important that you be honest in any case. And lastly, most importantly, no Googling, because if you Google, and this is a question I ask everyone, so no pressure, you have to come up with a cool answer. But if you Google your answers in a quiz where there's no real prizes or anything, the only person you're really satisfying is yourself. And what do you call somebody who only satisfies themselves?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. You're the only other person I'm speaking to.
Donald Trump? I don't know.
Donald Trump, fair enough. Good one. There we go. So,
sorry, I thought you were laying the land there for your contestants. Okay, I'm here. I'm with you.
I think if everybody's ready, we can kick off. Are we good to go?
We are good to go. We
All
have
right.
teams registered.
Teams and everything.
Yeah.
Question 1, section 1. Who wrote? Because remember, this is the South African music, so we're going to start off with the most sung song that counts as South African. Who wrote the South African national anthem?
Oh. Now, you didn't even get this right today, Mr. History.
I got it right enough.
No, you didn't.
I knew where the road was that was named after him.
I know it's not Art Matthews.
It's well, he rewrote this. Added in a bit of a remix. Oh, it's just such an honor to make up my own words.
Yeah, don't ask me to sing it. By the way, I'm useless.
I had to do it. I won't even lie. I had to do it for there was an anthem project at the beginning of lockdown, and I'm quite ashamed to say because I knew like the Zulu and Setswana, but the isiXhosa, I was like, whoa, because when you're in a crowd, you missed
a beat.
and you can just sort of that line that you don't know, you can get through it, but now it's just me singing a cappella to myself, and I was like, oh.
You have a beautiful singing voice.
I do have a beautiful singing voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was not enough reverb in the world to.
Yes.
All right, so that is question. I don't know if we should give a clue, but
no clues.
So you should all know this. I don't think you guys covered it in Goddank vir Klank. I'm just going to embarrass my wife right here.
Oh.
So we went to go see the late Johnny Clegg.
No, because there's songs coming.
Yeah.
Okay, go do it.
No, they're not.
And you guys had covered. I won't mention the song. You had covered one of his songs on that album.
Like 20 years ago.
And it wasn't 20 years ago. And my wife, who's quite a fan of SA music, turned to me earnestly and went, "Why is Johnny Clegg doing a Wonderboom song?"
Yeah,
I was mildly disgusted, but anyway,
shut up.
I'll let her live it down one day. Anyhow, okay. So question 2, keeping with pop culture, in 1939, Solomon Linda wrote and released which classic song that has been reworked over the years? And here's a hint. It was originally released as Mbubi.
that's a huge hint. Yeah, it is a huge.
I get the feeling there was an ounce of sarcasm there. Well, I don't want you to lie awake thinking about this one, but it is when you know the song, you'll kick yourself.
Is it that song that the Americans made their own when they released some sort of pop single in the 60s or something like that?
Something like that. There was massive. His family only just recently won the court battle for those rights. I think, like within the last 5 years or something.
The rights were actually so the copyright was done 2012. It was up. It fell into public domain. That's how old that song was.
Sure. Over 50 years or something, 60, 70.
Yeah.
So am I supposed to be giving these answers? I'm still confused.
No, you can't give the answers.
Just commenting. Okay, cool. Thank God.
So in 1939, Solomon Linda wrote and released which classic song that has been reworked over the years? And then the hint is it was originally released as Mbubi. What is Mbubi?
Lion, I believe.
No,
when it was. I'm sure
no,
it was Lion.
Tau
is Lion.
Isn't that what ladies have got underneath the top there? That
was why it was funny when the Joburg mayor was called Parks Tau, because it's Parks Lion or Lion Park.
Parks Lion, yeah.
No, it means lion in Zulu. That's what it says here.
Yeah.
Are you Googling?
I'm allowed to Google.
Oh, sorry.
Now you have to leave because there's somebody calling you.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, we have small children.
All right. Question 3 is how many Grammys did Hugh Masekela get nominated for? I wonder if he ever won any. How many have you been nominated for? What have you done with your life? You're a failure.
Exactly. Lifetime non-achievement award. That's what we're going to get.
I once won an IMCA award. I tell everybody that normally within 5 minutes of meeting them.
No, that's something, eh? I think one of the best accolades we've won is the Kana Award, which is the Kaka and Ka, that festival that Kaka and Ka, and they had the category that we had won was best pop, rock, and jazz band.
But I'm sure, have you not won a Sama or two over the years?
We haven't won a Sama. We've been nominated about 5 times, but we haven't won one yet.
Yeah, well, here's holding thumbs. Because the IMCA awards don't exist anymore. All right, so how many Grammys did Hugh Masekela get nominated for? And from over a long period of time as well.
A lot.
And a lot. Like more than me. Question 4. This one's practically a giveaway. In 1986, Paul Simon famously released an album with which South African band?
I'm giving them away.
Yeah, like if you don't know this one, then
then you're stupid. Then
pretty much. Who's the coolest singer you guys have ever worked with?
I would like to say it was Mendoza, but we never actually worked with him. We were supposed to work with him, and he just kept putting off the rehearsals, and we ended up just winging it on stage together. But
you think he was frightened of an experience with Danny Kaye?
Yeah, I think he burnt his fingers with with that whole vibe. I don't know if it was good for his career or not, but yeah, I don't know. We've worked with quite a few in weird situations, but we haven't like really collaborated with anybody like recording wise. We've collaborated with Empty, which is that trap artist, but that was a non-event as well. Lots of great vocalists joining us on stage, like Ross and Tamara Day and Corin Zoid, and
Didn't you open for Simple Minds though?
Yeah, we did. We did open for them, but we didn't collaborate or work with them or anything. We had some great memories of that tour.
Did you do a whole tour with them?
Yeah, we did all the South African shows with them. It was cool. In fact, that was the third gig that we had as a band. It was before we became Wonderboom. We were still the Electric Pedal Groove Machine, and our third gig was Kings Park Stadium, 16,000 people, opening for Simple Minds.
Oh wow! And your name was the Electric Pedal
Groove Machine.
Petal or pedal?
Petal.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you changed that.
Because so Danny was in the Electric Pedals, the band, the Electric Petals, and they approached us to join forces because they had gotten the opening slot for Simple Minds and they wanted to form a supergroup. So we kicked out our drummer and they kicked out the vocalist, and we had like a 5-piece supergroup called the Electric Pedal Groove Machine, and then 6 months later we became Wonderboom. 96, February of 96. Yeah.
What prompted the change?
What, becoming Wonderboom?
Yeah.
Besides the cuck name, Electric Pedal Groove Machine.
I wasn't saying that. I just said Wonderboom slightly better.
Yeah, it was a working title. We definitely But it was amazing because we started up here and then we just crashed by the end of '95, just because you just can't shortcut. You can't shortcut success, you know. So we had to get to know each other, and we had to build up our chemistry, our name, and everything, and that's yeah. So '96 we became Wonderboom, and thus the journey began.
Yeah, and onward to Summer Glory in 2021.
Yeah, exactly, almost snubbing.
All right, so question 4 was, in 1986, Paul Simon famously released an album with which South African band? Then question 5, the oldest music festival in South Africa is Splashy Fen, and that was established in 1990. What was the second oldest, and when was it established? For 2 marks. What's your favorite one to play?
It changes. You know, at one stage, Oppie Koppie was, well, for most of our career, Oppie Koppie was obviously the great one because of how thriving it was. You know, the crowds that it would pull and that kind of a thing, and the kind of bands that they would pull. But Splashy Fen, you know, back in its day, definitely was the one to play at. We got to play at it last year, which was quite cool because we hadn't played it for years and years. I think that Strab in Mozambique is one of my favorite festivals to play at, just because of its location. Yeah, there's so many great festivals to be a part of. Still want to do Lush. That would be cool.
Lush would be cool. But I remember Oppie Koppie, my
Not
favorite
Lush.
memory.
Sorry, I didn't mean Lush. I meant Rocking the Daisies.
Yeah, but I mean, one day when we can do events again. We went to Oppie Koppie. It's the same one you were at, I think. No, it wasn't. Was it? But anyway, Violent Femmes were there.
Oh.
And I was doing Cooler Box with a guy called Malcolm Ferreira, and we're both huge Femmes fans. So we snuck when they were, because we had to go and get backstage to get ready for our thing, and we saw their like little backstage area. So we kind of snuck in there, and we ate their cooked vegetarian food, and then Malcolm nicked one of their T-shirts and like was super proud of himself. He'd got like a little bit of stolen Femmes memorabilia.
Wow.
And then the next morning at breakfast, he took it out all excited, and it was a fuzzy guest shirt that Ampi Oma had given. Yes, I know.
Oh man, that's a terrible story.
Yeah, but anyway, but it was fun. That wasn't the one where we were emceeing, where we brought you on. No.
Nothing. I wasn't at that Oppie Koppie. I didn't know that they had done Oppie Koppie.
No, because I wasn't emceeing that one. I was playing as an Afrikaans rapper. Yeah, so just to re-ask the question, the oldest music festival in South Africa is Splashy Fen and was established in 1990. What is the second oldest, and when was it established? Okay, question 6. Which South African music icon was actually born in Lancashire, England, and moved out from Rhodesia to South Africa when he was only 6 years old? So this is a lot of guys were born in the UK and moved out here, and then, I'm not saying we don't have a rich musical heritage, but now they're all going back the other way. Yes. So which South African music icon was actually born in Lancashire and England and moved from Rhodesia when he was 6 years old? So that's a.
He was born in an African dawn. No, so he wasn't. Okay.
That's a subtle clue there.
Yeah, very subtle. Sorry. But you give these guys lots of time to like. the temptation is so great to Google. Like, how do your contestants not Google?
We trust them. We trust them.
Trust them.
Also, you'd be surprised at how super smart these guys are.
Yeah.
Well, here's one that's slightly more difficult, but probably not for you. Which Afrikaans hip hop artist? What is Afrikaans hip hop artist Zander Tyler more commonly known as? There you go.
Yeah. So cool. When I met him the first time backstage at Rocking the Daisies, and they introduced him to me as Zander. I was like,
Huh?
what? Oh, cool. You have a real name. Okay, cool.
Well, I won't lie. I got super excited because the first time I met him, his first words to me, "Hey, ek het jou CD geluister, is fucking snacks, okay?" Yeah. I only sold 500 and you heard one of them. Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
But yes, what is Afrikaans hip hop artist Zander Tyler more commonly known as?
Hell of a nice guy.
A cool name for him as well, just as a side.
Yeah.
And then while we're speaking about Afrikaans hip hop artists, before the inception of Die Antwoord, Watkin Tudor Jones, aka Ninja, was in 5 other music groups: the original Evergreen and the Constructors Corporation. Name the other 2.
3.
There's actually 3.
Yes, 3.
But you didn't rewrite the question.
Oh, shush.
So that 2 out of the 3 are very easy. So for 3 marks, you need to name the other 3. So he's been in 5.
Very cool questions. Very, very cool questions.
When last did you work with this guy?
The last time I worked with him, we were on sort of bad terms with each other, but we weren't really working on each other. We were just trying to outsmoke each other at a private party. And
as one does.
As one does. And then and I and he was being a real dick to me, but that was more like a sort of private thing we were having. And then I saw him at at Rustler's like a year or 2 after that, and our heads butted again. And then then I didn't see him again for years again. But I really respect him. I think he's a phenomenal artist, very, very talented.
He is a bit of a dickhead.
No, he is. He's a dickhead.
I'll just outright say it. Like, he's a bit of a
no, he is. But he's fucking talented. So I mean, how many artists do we know like that? You know, that are just ridiculously talented but uber dickheads. You know.
Yeah. So like a bit of a mad genius, but what a knock. It's okay. You can say these things. We're in a safe space. Just wink if you need me to say it, and I'll be like, yeah, I can vouch for you. The guy's a prick. So I'll just repeat the question just in case anybody lost it there. Before the inception of the Antwoord, Watkin Tudor Jones, now known as Ninja, was in 5 other musical groups. The first 2 were called the Original Evergreen, and the other one was the Constructors Corporation. Name the other 3. Now, most people have already got 2 in their heads, but even Tabs didn't know the 3rd one.
I didn't, no.
But it is one of my favorite albums of all time, despite the fact that he's a prick. And I'll even give you a clue.
That came out in the book.
I beg your pardon?
When he released the album as a book, he released it as a beautiful limited edition coffee table book or something.
Oh,
one
no,
of
then
his
maybe
projects.
There's another one. No, this was one. I'm referring to it a lot, I realize, but the guy who produced Cooler Box for me had produced a few tracks on this album. And so, he did it with DJ Fuck, if you remember DJ Fuck. The next question, I'm not sure if you'll get. It's quite a difficult one for you in particular. Wonderboom's hit Charlie was originally released by who?
If you hear our version of Charlie, it's completely different to the original. We completely bastardized that song, and so I wouldn't blame anyone for not getting it. But there was this old lady that was a friend of my brother's who insulted me for fucking up that song. She was like, "It was such a beautiful song, and you fucked it up." I was like, "Okay."
I really liked your version of it. Like no disrespect to any of your original songs, but that was one of my favorite Wonderboom songs of all time.
Yeah. Thank you. Well,
did you ever get bored of singing it?
It's a real fun song to perform, and especially when we do it, usually at the end of the show, at the end of the night. There's something sort of liberating, just not worrying about your instruments and just shouting into a mic with a backtrack going, doing Kwaito moves, and you never get tired of seeing the transformation of the people on the dance floor. Like, it's like white people getting down to Nkalakata,
Which is funnily enough written or produced by an Afrikaans guy. Or something,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Fuck, what's his name, man? What did you say?
Was that a Gerard somebody?
Fuck, what's his name? Oh man.
Anyway,
there goes my memory again.
Gonna Google it for us.
Yeah, please do.
To repeat question 9, Wonderboom's hit Charlie was originally released by who? And then question 10 is our nerd for nerd question, but I believe you're going to be singing the clue for us this evening.
Yes, I'm going to be.
I hope you knew that. By the way, let me send you a text. So you're going to sing us a portion of the song, and we need.
Yeah, we don't even know what they are.
The artist and song title.
So it's going to be quite easy if I sing it in its original melody and lyrics, right? So what if I change up the melody a bit or something like that and do the lyrics?
Cool. Love it. Do it.
We'll tell you if we need it to be a bit easier.
Okay.
Gabby LaRue.
Gabby LaRue.
All right. That's it, Gabby LaRue. Hell of a nice guy too. All right. Okay, so here we go. No other hints, eh? Just lyrics, funny melody. You don't come around to see me in the week.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance.
You just the lyrics
to call me on the phone. You don't come around.
No, you've given us
me in the
you
week.
Can stop. We if I know it already, then everybody knows it already.
To be honest, I don't know what it is.
And the melody, well, you said you changed it slightly. That's a.
Is that a giveaway?
That was like. Did you ever listen to Richard Cheese?
Yeah, I love Richard Cheese.
That was kind of a Richard Cheese version of that song.
I honestly have no idea what it is.
If you don't know those lyrics, you need what? I was going to say you need to hand in your South African passport.
Well,
but
I'm not South African.
She's not South African, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you want to repeat just the first 2 lines for us again?
You don't come around to see me in the week. You don't have a chance to call me on the phone. I changed it again, by the way.
No, that's fine. I also found out about 2 weeks ago that I've been singing the lyrics to that song wrong for 25 years, probably longer. Okay, we're just going to recap the questions quickly at lightning speed before we give the answers to section 1. Question 1: Who wrote the South African national anthem? In other words, not the stem part, the Nkosi Sikelel' Africa part. Just to clarify that. Question 2: In 1939, Solomon Linda wrote and released which classic South African song which has been reworked over the years? Hint: it was originally released as Mbube. Question 3: How many Grammys did Hugh Masekela get nominated for? Question 4: In 1986, Paul Simon famously released an album with which South African band? Question 5: The oldest music festival in South Africa is Splashy Fen and was established in 1990. What is the second oldest and when was it established? Question 6: Which South African music icon was actually born in Lancashire, England, and moved from Rhodesia to South Africa when he was only 6 years old? Question 7: what is Afrikaans hip-hop artist Zander Tyler more commonly known as? Question 8: Before the inception of Die Antwoord, what Ken Tudor Jones, aka Ninja, was in 5 other musical groups? The original Evergreen, the Constructors Corporation. Please name the other 3. And question 9: Wonderboom's hit Charlie was originally released by who? And then question 10: Name the artist and song title that Cito is just going to sing one more time.
You don't come around to see me in the week. You don't have a chance to call me on the phone.
Oh, we hit the high note there. All right, let's give the answer.
It's frustrating.
Question 1: Who wrote the South African national anthem? First part, Nkosi Sikelel' Africa. What I said to Tabs was his name's Enoch. There's a road named after him by Wits. So it's Enoch Santonga.
So, I will not take that road by Wits.
The road by Wits was my answer, but I knew I could see it in my head. You know when you can see the word, but you can't.
Yeah, you can't pronounce it.
Enoch Santonga. Question 2: In 1939, this Tabs practically gave the answer away for those of you who are paying attention. In 1939, Solomon Linda wrote and released which classic song, which has been reworked over the years? It's The Lion Sleeps Tonight. A whim away, a whim away, a whim away, a whim away. Daniel, I think we're going to have to make a call on this because I did say who wrote the South African national anthem, and then I only specified in the second thing that it was the Nkosi Sikelel'.
So always one.
So if you've got Langenhoven, we'll accept that as well.
He did like 4 lines of it. Yes.
He did the Eddie Blow, the bit a fair chunk of people sing at rugby.
Yeah.
Question 3: How many Grammys did Hugh Masekela get nominated for? He got nominated for 3.
Sadly, never won.
And he didn't win shit, so don't feel bad. Like, you're right up there with Hugh Masekela when it comes to Grammys.
Mm-hmm. We share something.
So it was in 1968 for Best Contemporary Pop Performance for Grazing in the Grass. 1989. So that's like, what, 20-something years later, 21 years later, for Best Musical Cast Show for Sarafina, The Music of Liberation. And then again in 2012. So you have to wait like another 23 years. And
still not good.
Yeah, but he had enough time to get over the disappointment. Yes. So yes, that was him. He got the answer to question 3 is 3. Note that's only for 1 point. Paul Simon famously released an album, question 4, with which South African band? And screwed them over as well. Nice guy. Was Ladysmith Black Mambazo, who I believe, didn't the lead singer pass away recently?
Yeah, Joseph Shabalala. Yeah. He was about a year or 2 ago, actually.
Yeah.
We've been losing a few great lately.
Phenomenal band. Wow. Phenomenal band.
Yeah. And I
Such
mean,
cool
a great,
guys.
great artist as well. Like he practically wrote that album for Mr. Simon and revived his career. So I hope Paul Simon appreciated that. The oldest music festival in South Africa is Splashy Fen. Do you want to have a crack at what the second oldest one was?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Up the creek?
Up the creek is the correct answer. 50 randjies vir my meneer. So yes, Up the Creek is the correct answer, and it was also the answer because it was for 2 marks. What was the second oldest, and when was it established? Up the Creek, and it was also established in 1990.
That was
Wow.
Yeah, both of them in 1990. And if I had to choose my favorite music festival, it would be Up the Creek.
Yeah, that definitely rates up there for me. One of my top 3 for sure.
Although I'm not sure I'll ever be invited back there again.
Why? Because of the Savannah incident.
There was yes, probably from the Savannah incident. No, actually, I got invited back a couple of years ago.
He's badly behaved, yes, but you've grown up now.
I've grown up now. Like I can't excuse going down there, getting paid the price of the air ticket, and doing it purely so I can get drunk and pass out in the bushes.
No, you could do that in Joburg.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, Up the Creek, which was established in 1990. That question was for 2 points. Question 6: which South African musical icon was actually born in Lancashire, England, and moved from Rhodesia to South Africa when he was only 6 years old? The answer is Johnny Clegg, the late great Johnny Clegg. So I hope you all got that from Cito singing the song. Can you do the click?
The click?
Africa Kukala
Banwele. Yeah.
Yes.
I just thought I didn't do it in the recording because I wanted to be accessible to the whiteys, so.
That's your story and you stick to it.
Yeah. Having these random awkward out of nowhere clicks coming out from the crowd as you're singing it back. Anyway, bad excuse.
Something I remember that you probably won't, but I thought it was incredibly funny at the time, was watching you guys. Darren Scott had a show on SuperSport, and it was when you just released the single, and he had you in, and obviously you're doing PR, performing it in the studio, and I was there as Coach Joe, the Sassel coach, working for pizza, because that's how I roll. And then you guys had to lip sync the song and like dance and everything with no music. I was like, I'm so glad I'm a comedian right now. And you put in the effort. It was fantastic. It was great.
Oh man, the things we do.
Okay, so there we go. What is Afrikaans hip hop artist Zander Tyler more commonly known as? It is obviously Jack Barrow. I wonder which name's better actually. Jack Barrow does have a cool, but Zander Tyler's also.
I like Zander. He looks like a Zander.
Looks more exotic to me, Zander Tyler. Sounds
but I think he likes that Barrow image.
Yeah.
Ironically, that makes him cooler as Eka.
Yeah.
Oh, you see what I did there, huh? Threw in some
very cool.
I'll show myself out. All right. So before the inception of The Antwoord, Watkin Tudor Jones, aka Ninja, was in 5 other musical groups. It was the original Evergreen, the Constructors Corporation. Named the other 2. 3, sorry, but the question here does say 2. That's why I keep messing it up. So the first one was obviously Max Normal. What a great band. The second one was in between Max Normal, and his third one was something called the Watkin Tudor Jones Project, which he did with Spook Matambo.
Graham Watkins wants to know if it was the Graham Watkins Project.
No, it was the Watkins Tudor Jones. Was he in the? No, he wasn't, obviously. No, but I don't mean was he in the Graham Watkins Project. I mean, did they?
That would have been amazing. Graham Watkins was the baby born from the Walker Tudor Jones project.
And then the last one was Max Normal TV.
The Dusty song.
Onvoorspelbaar. Anyway, so those are the three. Was there another one? Did you say there was one with a book as well?
No. So it was his Walker Tudor Jones project that he had released the album in a limited edition, beautiful coffee table book release.
Oh, I didn't get that.
It was amazing.
Oh, you may have to go and
So,
source one.
so when I saw him playing a live gig, and I said to him, "Oh, I believe we share a producer and everything." Now, firstly, I said to him, "I'm a big fan," and he went, "Why?" Which I really thought was quite funny. And then I said, "Well, we've got a mutual friend producer," and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I haven't given him a copy of the CD yet. Just please give that to him." And then I said to him, "Well, that's cool, and I'm going to just make a copy as well." And then he like lost his shit because I was going to pirate a CD. But then like eventually he just gave me one so I wouldn't pirate it. But I didn't get a book with it.
People have no sense of humor.
So
I know.
The
And look at
three
us now. Like now we're not even getting, now with streaming, everybody's. Let me not go there.
Remember when you used to earn music from CD sales? I mean, earn money rather from CD
Money,
sales.
yeah, exactly.
Alex Hutchins.
He was also in fucking Rad.
Fucking rad.
That's entirely possible because he called him his MC Totally Rad was his alter ego.
Well, if they
We
got
will
that,
We will accept that. I haven't heard fucking Rad, but I really want to know.
it is. It's there. It is proper there on his Wikipedia page.
Ah, there we go. Well
Ah.
played. See, I told you these people are fucking bright. That's Alexandra's rapper name. She's fucking smart. So it is 1 point for each of these with a maximum of 3 points. Max Normal TV, Watkin Tudor Jones project, and fucking Rad. And then Wonderboom's hit Charlie was originally released by who? I'll let you give this one.
Rabbit.
Yeah. Their version was a bit lame, by the way. Yours much better. Not just saying
thank
you. I did say that earlier when we listened to it as well. Cheers.
Yeah, I was completely different to theirs. Theirs is like this massive epic ballad.
Theirs is the Dick Cheese version of yours. I mean Richard Cheese. Okay, and so it's Rabbit is the answer to question 9. And now we move on to our artist and song title question, which is question 10.
I still don't know.
Okay, well, you want to sing those 2 lines, and then I'll have a crack at it. And if I'm right, then Tabs has to have a shooter.
Okay, I'll do the original melody then. You don't come around to see me in the week. You don't have a chance to call me on the phone.
Brenda Fussy, my brr with Weekend Special.
I'm no weekend special. I'm no weekend special.
I'm one of those person who for so many years has been singing I'm your weekend special.
Well, that makes sense though.
So add up your scores, everyone. Let us know how you did. Fill it in on that Google document. Tell us how it was.
That round was out of 14.
So that round was out of 14. I hope you all did well. I hope you're not a weekend special. I'm glad Tabs laughed at that one. It was a terrible joke.
I tried.
Sometimes I feel like she's faking it. She also laughs at cock jokes.
I do. I've been married to him for far too long.
Okay. Have we got all the scores?
Such pressure to be married to a comedian.
Oh, no. Trust me, she's laughing now. There's many occasions. Can you not take anything seriously? and which is a spot-on impression of her, by the way.
Yeah, he's amazing during the birth of our children.
Oh
He
yeah.
was telling jokes to the gynae. It was great.
She didn't even know I was telling jokes. No, but they don't do that to you. When my kid was being born, the gynae literally looked up at me and she said, "So Chris, you're a comedian. How are you going to tell us some jokes? This is midway through a C-section." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, as long as you deliver a baby at my next show," which I actually thought was hilarious. And she like looked at me like I was a dickhead. But when your kids were being born, nobody said to you, "Hey, can you play Charlie for us?"
No, I would have been completely useless. When Calvin was born, I was like this doting, speechless fool who just didn't know what the hell was happening.
Do your kids think it's cool that their dad's like a rock and roll star, or do they think it's lame?
For most of their lives, they thought it was lame, but they now are adults and they can't believe I'm still getting away with it. So they think it's quite cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, my children think that they're funny and tell me jokes. So I've now got 3 of them.
They're
Oh
hilarious.
my God. I love puns. That's my thing. I really, really love puns and dad jokes. I'm really like, I love them.
I thought I was really good with puns. I actually entered a competition for the funniest pun in South Africa. I submitted 10 entries and I thought I'd win, but no pun intended.
Oh, no.
Nice one.
Dad joke and pun. Nailed it.
Nailed it. You know how you could tell the difference between a pun and a dad joke?
Tell me.
When the punchline is apparent.
Okay, we have to crack on.
You know, it's taken us almost an hour for once.
Okay. Which South African, this is section 2, question 1. Which South African music group has won 5 Grammys? I'll give you a hint. For those of you who've just joined us, it's not Wonderboom.
Or Hugh Masekela.
Or Hugh Masekela. Or Jack Parow, for that matter. In fact, I don't think any of the people in the first section. Not even
the Antwoord.
No, well, surprisingly.
I wonder why.
Your master puss in a fish paste jar, I think, was underrated as a track. Hey, Fatty Boom Boom. Like, I mean, their lyrics alone are quite poetic. Right. So, so which South African musical group has won 5 Grammys? Okay. And now I can give
more
this answer away, which in section 1, which got me a death stare from my wife.
He always gives away one answer. There's always one oopsie.
Name 2 bands that Ampie Omo regularly performed in.
Oh, Ampie, man.
Ampie, do you know he had a go at stand-up comedy as well?
Yeah. He was not bad. He had like a few things going for him.
Yeah, that one joke, I hope he doesn't mind me repeating it, where he was talking about how tough it is, like as a musician, like he was saying, like we get to like work our job and then go home to like the same house and we sleep with the same woman every night, and he only gets to do that once. But the way he phrased it, he was actually much funnier. Believe it or not, I was cocked there. I'm gonna maybe take up music.
It's hard telling other people's jokes.
They're one of the really super nice guy. So name the 2 bands that Ampie Omo regularly performed in. And then question 3, I don't even know, because this one came as a shock to me. What country was Karen Zoid born in?
You'd think it's South Africa.
Yes. But then she wasn't. She was born somewhere else, and she had to get on an aeroplane Jane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing that
Oh,
Go for it. It's working for you.
for the duration. So, in what country was Corin Zoid born? Were you born in South Africa? No, you weren't. Were you?
Mm-mm. No, I was
No.
born in Los Angeles.
Ah, you see. So, can you go back there if you need to?
What? Would I?
Would you? Yes. Like, do you have the passport?
I do have a passport. But that place is crazy at the moment.
Why? Because everybody's got a virus there.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
They've got a Trump.
That
Yeah,
well,
well-
one needs.
Yeah, all my family are there. But yeah, this is my country, so
Well done, you. I'm with you on that.
I'm
That's
staying.
what you want.
Yes, I'm staying because of the regulations.
My visa got declined. Hashtag I'm staying.
Yeah.
I think that was Gavin Kelly who said that. All right. Question 4. What was officially the first Afrikaans song to be playlisted on 5FM in 2003?
That was a very interesting. It's a very interesting answer.
It was very. I
You got it wrong.
I got it wrong. But I had my timelines completely screwed as well. But also,
Yeah,
you didn't give me the year.
I couldn't believe it when it happened because we were trying to get playlisted at the time, and they're like, they always, because the radio stations always had excuses about format, and it's not our format, and then boom, this Afrikaans number. It is a great number though.
It is a great number. Yeah. But I'm surprised you guys weren't playlisted. Did you not show up with a brown paper bag full of monies? Is that how you did it back in those days?
No, not really. But
What's
yeah,
a payola?
payola, yeah. No, we were with David Gresham. That would never happen.
You can say that with a straight face.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's a cool dude.
Like the jockeys would have to pay him to play their music,
Yeah, right. Okay, question 5. Paul Flynn
Oh,
is the lead singer of which 90s rock group? This was before he reached the lofty heights of Absinthe.
Yeah.
don't knock. I love Absinthe.
No, I love Absinthe. They, of course, I love them. You guys did all my favorite songs you did covers of.
Yeah.
Besides the ones you guys played. But yes. Paul Flynn was the lead singer, or is the lead singer of which 90s rock group?
Oh.
Is he still in South Africa?
Yes, he is.
I saw him.
When you have kids, you don't get
I saw him
to see
recently.
like people anymore.
I saw him at a bride. He's my other favorite Scots person.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that guy so much. He's keeping himself busy working on his next solo album, but he does medical copy. He does like industry, like write-ups on pharmaceuticals that gets after the tests and stuff, after the trials, and that's what he does for a living.
I mean, is that not what all musicians do?
Yeah, well, he gets paid for it, so
yeah, and I mean, I'm not putting any competition between the two of you, but he's won a SAMA. So
he's won 3 actually.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So he was the lead singer of which 90s rock group? Question 6. Jack Parow has his own brand of brandy called Parow Brandy. Which other South African artist, which other South African artist has a brandy called Mystic Boer Brandy?
I got a great story of the Mystic Boer.
He must have performed at the Mystic Boer. Everybody's performed at the Mystic Boer.
You haven't.
I have.
Have you?
Like a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
You've performed at the Mystic Boer.
Yeah, I was talking
There you
about
go.
Mystic Boer with my son. It's so weird. It's just gone through generations of jawls and debauchery.
Mystics, as the locals call it.
Yeah, mystics. Yeah.
Mystics. Yeah.
It's a weird place, man.
Weird place, doesn't it? But I'm sure it was named after this guy as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And there's been a couple of Mystic Boers around the country. There's one in
but it's the one in Bloem that we all know.
that you're referring to. Yes.
Yeah. They've had some crazy nights there.
Mm-hmm.
Not stories I could even tell with any faith in front of
Your wife.
ending up on top of Naval Hill.
Oh, of course. That's where the backpackers was.
Listening to death metal on the back of a bucky in the middle of winter. It was
Lovely.
one of the weirdest nights of my life.
Bloom in winter.
With Martin Jonas.
Oh my God.
Very weird night. But anyway, so which other South African artist besides Jack Parow has a brandy, and it's called the Mystic Boer brandy? Question 7. The band, this is also an easy one. No, I've got a little something there. The band Crash Car Burn is made up of members from a previous band. Name that 90s rock group.
Were they rock or were they punk? What were they? Punk rock.
Yeah.
I would go punk rock because none of them really knew how to play an instrument. Except for the drummer.
No, they could all play. What are you talking about?
When they can play now, don't get me wrong.
No,
But,
yeah, even when they were
the other band.
The other band. They were far the best players.
Was pretty damn good, but even the lead singer admitted that they were just kind of doing their best with what they had at the time.
Well, the music itself was pretty basic, you know. So
yeah, but they got flashed more times in their average concert than I've been in my entire career. And for the record, that's not even once. Actually, once, but it was at a strip club, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, and under 30s.
Actually, weirdly enough, yes, the lady who flashed me was definitely a veteran of the strip
Wow.
circuit. You know, when you're working that Pomona strip, and you know this lady's got her long service award from Rock Paradise.
You're not gonna fuck her, she's gonna fuck you.
So the band Crash Car Burn is made up. This is question 7. The band Crash Car Burn is made up of members from a previous band. Name that 90s group. All right. Question 8. I want the artist and song title for 2 points. I'm going to give you the lyrics, and then you need to give me the artist and song title. So, you've got your ball. You've got your chain. Tied to me tight, tie me up again. I'll repeat that.
I'm so glad you're not singing it, though.
Yeah.
Me too. So is everybody. Everybody is glad I'm not singing it. You've got your ball. You've got your chain. Tied to me, tie me up again. You see, I even got the poetic rhythm in there.
Yes, you did.
I could
the
totally
inflections
nail it. I said for as a grown-up. Okay, so that was question. And then, like, just in case people didn't have enough points, which South African muso is famous for his red falsegood? Like,
Ronald
you can't
McDonald.
not know this. That's as bad as not knowing I'm No Weekend Special.
Yeah.
Sis. So which South African muso is famous for his red veldschoens? And then it's time for another nerd for nerd question.
What have we got in store?
All right. Again, I'm going to shake up the melody a bit. I'm going to get a style of. Okay. I'll do this in a punk rock style.
Fantastic.
I'll do this in a pre-crash car style. I won't be dancing tonight. I played my cards just right, and I have found someone to love me. That was a bit more Brit punk, but
it was very vintage, like late 70s punk.
Yeah, it was.
I know that one.
Yeah. It's an opening line, so I don't know if that's going to help. Do you think I should do a chorus?
No.
Okay.
No, just do that one again.
I won't be dancing tonight. I played my cards just right, and I have found someone to love me.
Oh.
It's on the tip of your tongue, isn't it?
I had this feeling every time we watched Absinthe play, we would sit there and go, "Oh, we know the song, but what is it?"
All right, let's just recap the questions at lightning speed.
Love it.
Which South African musical group? Question 1. Which South African musical group has won 5 Grammys? Question 2. Name 2 bands that Ampi Omo performed regularly in. Question 3. In which country was Corin Zoid born? Question 4. What was officially the first Afrikaans song to be playlisted on 5FM in 2003? Question 5. Paul Flynn is the lead singer of which 90s rock group? Question 6. Jack Parow has his own brand of brandy called Parow Brandy. Which other SA artist has a brandy called Mystic Boer Brandy? Question 7. The band Crash Car Burn is made up of members from a previous band. Name that 90s group. Question 8. I'd like the artist and song title. I feel like I should do it in a punk rock style now. You've got your ball, you've got your chain. It's not as easy as you make it look. Tied to me up again. No, I can't do it like you. You've got your ball, you've got your chain, tied to me tight, tie me up again. Question 9. Which South African muso is famous for his red veldschoen? And then question 10. Once again, I want the song title and artist for the following song.
I won't be dancing tonight. I played my cards just right, and I have found someone to love me.
I know it. It's bothering me. Okay.
It's fine. We'll leave it as a beautiful mystery until we get the answer. Okay.
I'll give you the melody when we give the answer.
Cool. Which South African musical group has won 5 Grammys? It's Ladysmith Black Mambazo. So I actually threw a curveball when I said we hadn't mentioned them in section 1, because we did. But anyway, Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Question 2. Name 2 bands that Ampi Omo regularly performed in. They were Boo and Fuzzy Gesh.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I was looking for. If you have a different answer, let us know. We'll consider it.
They were he was also in the Honeymoon Suites and in the Dynamics.
Wow, you got it right.
Okay, we'll accept any of those 4, but we'll get 2. Any 2 of those 4.
He also jammed with me in Black Paul for a short stint.
Yeah. How many instruments did he play in that? He was like always all over the place.
Yeah, no, he always just did trombone and trumpet for those.
No, okay. I remember him doing keyboard for Boo like that, which I always thought was brilliant. Question 3. Which country was Corin Zoid born in? She was born in Belgium.
Who'd have thunk that, huh?
Yeah.
Zoid. Yeah, I suppose Zoid. It's very Belgian.
Question 4. What was officially the first Afrikaans song to be playlisted on 5FM in 2003? It was Fok of Politiekaar with Hemel op die Platteland. And what I loved the most was listening to DJs try and back announce it all. That was F of Politiekaar. Yeah. So
And now everybody just says fuck off.
Now they just say fuck off. Even the beer is called fuck off lager.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was for 2 points. Fuck off Politiekaar and Hemel op die Platteland. Question 5. Paul Flynn was the lead singer of which 90s rock group? Is the lead singer of which 90s rock? It's Sugar Drive.
Yeah.
What a great band. Yeah, Sugar Drive. Awesome. Jack Parrow had his own brandy called Parrow Brandy. Which other artist has a brandy called Mystic Boer Brandy? Obviously, Valiant Swart. Because I think he was called the Mystic Boer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was, but he had an album called The Mystic Boer.
Ah, there we go. Valiant Swart. I wonder if that's his real name. Or if he was also like a Zander or something.
Yeah, no, his real name is Francois, I think.
Pierre Nolte.
Pierre, there we go. Pierre. That's it.
Well, Valiant Swart is a vast improvement on that. Question 7, the easy one. 90s band Crash Got Burn is made up from members of a previous band. Name that 90s group.
Tweak.
Yes, it was Tweak.
Bugsy was like 15 when he was playing in that band.
Yes.
Yeah.
15.
He still looks like he's 15.
Still looks that way, but has developed into, like, I mean, never mind his drumming skills. He's one of the best DOPs in the country.
Yeah.
Artist and song title. You've got your ball, you've got your chain. Tied to me tight, tie me up again.
Do you know this one?
Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews, you are correct. Crash Into Me. A lot of crash in South African music in this section.
Yeah.
Crash Into Me.
It's all the drinking and driving.
Yeah. So Crash Into Me, and then he's going to do a collaboration with Crash Got Burn. And then who else?
Fuck off Politiekaar.
Then fuck off. All right. Which South African muso is famous for his red veldschoens? It's David Kramer. How does anybody not know that? Especially he did that Volkswagen advert once. It was great. And then question 10. Our musical question. Are you going to do it in the melody now?
I won't be dancing tonight. I played my cards just right. And I have found someone, oh, someone to love me. My kind of girl. My kind of girl.
Jared.
Yeah.
Is that cinema?
Yeah. Search all the world to find my girl.
How do you even remember
piece
that?
of mine.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I'm sending him a WhatsApp right now.
Oh, God. All right. So cinema, if I'm not mistaken, and the song title is My Kind of Girl.
Yeah.
Well done on your memory of 80s music.
I thought we were in that vibe, so why not?
No,
Oh,
that's
cool.
perfect. That's because like I think the lyrics were so familiar, but I was completely flummoxed by that. All right, so that was section 2. The total would have been
I've got it.
2,
It's 13, isn't it?
14.
14. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay.
So that's out of 14. Let us know how you did. Fill in your scores on that Google document. I've got cinema in my head.
We don't listen to enough like 80s and 90s South African rock pop.
You know, break out that Chico Twala.
I was playing the dip to somebody earlier because they didn't know what it was.
Do you remember the dip?
No.
Nick G and Refugees.
Nick G and the Refugees, possibly the cheesiest techno song ever, but he did win a Sama for it.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Oh no.
Like I put that was, and he was a lyricist as well. I put my hand up to your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Like, I mean,
Wow.
Shakespeare, what?
Best song ever.
And then one of the most cringe-worthy moments ever, I was at a nightclub in Edenvale, and he was there. And the DJ was like, well, we got this guy here, so we're going to get him to sing the song for us live.
What?
And then he gave him the microphone, and Nick had a go at it. And it was just like the whole club was going, oh.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. Also a really nice guy. His dad's a prick, but Nick was cool. I ended up playing for his indoor football team.
Okay, so we've
are we good to go?
we're battling. People are battling tonight, but I think they're learning. But we do have some people excelling.
How can people be battling? These are also such easy questions.
Interesting though.
Look, all right. Shall we crack on with section 3?
I think Layla's getting homesick because Layla lives in the UK now. She's saying Sappho musos are amazingly talented.
Yeah, well, there you go, Layla. Buy a ticket for Wonderboom's online show, which is happening when?
Not.
When the drummer recovers from COVID.
Yeah, exactly. It was supposed to happen on Saturday.
Did you not just reschedule it, or is it nothing?
No, we just wanted to see that our drummer didn't die first before we had to, inconvenience everybody again, changing the dates.
I suppose that. Never mind. But Layla, look out. Follow them on Facebook. See the new date.
Yeah, it'll be soon. It'll be soon.
I feel like I'm a hint insensitive right now, but
but I kind of pushed it over, so it's all right.
Okay. So all right. Question 1, section 3. Which legendary songbird sang Mama Temba's Wedding? You know the song? Mama Temba's getting married to me.
No,
that's
I don't.
Don't sing. I won't sing. Like, I'll leave that to you. So yes, which legendary songbird sang Mama Temba's wedding?
I didn't know that. You got it wrong as well.
Yes, but it's an old classic. Question 2. Who is Andre Leroux Dutoit more commonly known as?
I'm loving these questions. They're so cool.
Well, I'm guessing you know this one because you probably know the dude.
Yeah.
Also, like a complete legend.
Legend. Absolute legend.
What's he like as a person? I've never met him. No, don't answer that till we give the answer.
Yeah.
So, who is Andre Leroux Dutoit more commonly known as? And then question 3, once again, is practically a giveaway. Who is South Africa's biggest selling reggae artist of all time?
I had to put it in there. I had a little bit of an honor there.
Jam also died kind of tragically.
It was murdered,
Sure.
wasn't it?
Hijacked.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
And
definitely
young. He seemed so old at the time, but I mean, he was like our age now.
Oh, that's young.
No, we're not. Bite the tongue.
We're old.
You keep telling yourself that, honey.
I'll totally go to bed at 10. It's late, man.
Yeah. I feel so young. Just
yeah.
Get me in the Zimmer frame and I'll prove it to you.
I felt young before I had a 4-year-old.
Yes. So it's South Africa's biggest selling reggae artist of all time. Yeah, I think he's the only like fairly good reggae artist we've like not fairly well.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to hurt me for saying that.
Yeah,
What else?
tidal
What else?
waves are freaking great.
Tidal,
Yeah.
Tidal waves.
I guess, and I remember, but were they? Did you ever play with 340 mil?
Oh fuck, man! What a great band. They're more
What-
Mozambican, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when they were not getting chased by home affairs, they were amazing. Remember, the lead singer kept getting kicked out the country.
Yeah.
Like it's difficult
Oh,
to
what a
evade
cool
the police
band.
when you're putting a poster of where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
but then the other cool thing, like from like I don't know if it bothered you from a band perspective, but whenever I used to MC a gig, because you've got to keep to that time schedule, and 340 mil would be allocated like that 40-minute slot, and 2.5 hours later they were still on the instrumental middle bit of their like second song going, fuck you guys, man, we're just gonna play, and you're like, you can't really do that. I need to. Yeah. Crazy.
They were great. I like them.
Question 4. This one interested me because I actually got the answer completely wrong. Who is the first South African to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017? Did you know this one?
I don't know. No.
There was 2 that I thought.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else has been inducted. I think he's the only one.
I'm sure the person that I mentioned has.
Oh, it's a he.
Oh, okay.
Did you think it was somebody who could have been a substitute? Because they did well. They had number ones all around the world.
They did. They did. I had a couple. Yeah.
No, I
Very
think
good band.
that he's the only one that's been inducted, from what I can gather here.
Did you ever hear, just going completely off topic, did you ever hear Arnu Carson's version of Substitute, the one he did for that bell tower? It's brilliant.
No.
It's like a classic industrial version of it.
Oh wow,
It's
no.
really, really good.
I love Arnu.
All right. So question 4 was, who was the first South African to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017? Question 5, who is known as the African Queen of Gospel?
This I know.
That's isn't it one of the biggest selling genres in the country?
Huge. Absolutely huge.
And also, quite ironically, according to a mate of mine who was the manager at CD Warehouse in Sandton many years ago, the most shoplifted genre of music. But you wouldn't think gospel would get stolen. Like if you're a fan of gospel, you might remember the commandments that were given to you in that book.
But apparently
gospel, hip hop.
Yeah, when I used to work when I was at Tech, I worked in a P&A, and it was map books and Bibles that people used to nick. Kind of an odd thing.
Steals the Bible.
Oh well.
Yes, so there we go. That's question 5. Question 6, what is the most viewed South African music video on YouTube?
That is madness.
It's not necessarily.
Well, I'll give a little hint, not that it's a hint in any way, but out of the top 10 African music videos watched, they have got 4.
So there you go. So obviously produced by Leon Schuster.
Yeah.
All right. Question 7. Who was the first South African Idol winner in 2002? Do you like Idols? Are you a karaoke fan?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you ever sing karaoke? That would be pretty cool.
I love karaoke. I think karaoke is great. But Idols and The Voice and all that, I'm not so sure. It's TV.
It's TV. Well, I mean, I can honestly say this dude, the winner of the first one, has probably been one of the more successful winners.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember the other.
There was a chick who was the second one that just disappeared.
And we know Graham Watkins did very well, but I don't think he was like top 6 or something.
Yeah. He tied with Jason Hartman or something. Oh, we're giving names away.
I can honestly say Idols did nothing for my career.
I'm just having a look here. So Anka. I mean, whatever happened to Anka?
Anka's huge.
She's still around. Brandon October is also still around. We're giving names away. Sorry, it was shut up.
No, it's fine.
Don't worry, I'm also doing it apparently.
There can be only one. There can be only one, but I think everybody knows it. But the next one's an interesting question. Toya DeLazy is the granddaughter of which famous politician?
I didn't know this.
This I did know. I went to her CD launch, her first album launch. She did like a listening session, and her grandfather was there.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was quite cool.
That is pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah.
She lives in the States now, doesn't she?
Does she? She used to come to the box every Sunday.
I think she's overseas now.
Okay.
Did you guys ever tour overseas?
The UK and Wales and China.
Well, and China.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of big Wonderboom fans there.
Yeah, huge.
There's a great story. I'm just going to tell a quick about because I'm a massive Boo fan as well, and there was a story about them going to Hungary, and they were playing a gig there, and it was completely sold out, and they couldn't understand these people were going berserk, and then they played I think the song was called Champion, and the whole crowd went completely nuts, and they couldn't understand like how these people knew the words because it was their first time in the country. But as it turned out, the one of the most popular radio DJs had gotten a pirate copy of it from someone like random in South Africa, and it got playlisted on one of their big radio stations. So nobody had ever been able to buy the CD or anything.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Jeez, that's a nice story.
It's like their own Rodriguez moment.
Yeah.
All right. So Toya DeLazy was the granddaughter of which famous politician? Question 9. Who is the famous SA export who has produced for the likes of Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, Maroon 5, to name a few?
And married Shania Twain.
Yeah. Tab was like, I can't mention that he's married to Shania Twain because everybody will know that.
Oh, no, fuck. Oh, sorry.
No,
it's fine.
They've broken up, by the way. They've broken up.
I have, the difference between playing 30 seconds with men and women. Like, I'm generalizing a bit here, but like I'll go, he was in the movie Top Gun, and he was in blah de blah, and he was in this and that, and then women will go, he was married to Nicole Kidman. And then he divorced her, and he married, and now you can see how out of date my knowledge of pop culture is because I can't remember Tom Cruise's new wife.
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes, that's the one. He jumped on a couch and everything. So which famous South African export has produced for the likes of Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, Maroon 5, to name a few? Okay, and then...
Oh, shit.
They have to. Do you have to think of it? Are you coming up with these on the spot?
Two out of three, yes. Okay, I'm going to do this out of melody. Is that working for everybody if I do it out of melody? Because otherwise,
They
I'm
have
giving
no
the
choice.
song away.
It's working for me. It's working for me.
Lonely, lonely, lonely Sunday morning. Such a pity you're asleep. Young girl, get up, all right now.
Okay, that's that. Well, I think maybe I shouldn't stop you because I know it. But
I know the song, but I don't know the artist.
what a cracking tune! They didn't do much after this one, but anyway,
They did.
do it again, huh?
Lonely, lonely, lonely Sunday morning. Such a pity you're asleep. Young girl, get up, all right now.
Oh, I don't know the artist though.
I made it a bit easier this time.
No, I think you have to know them to know them.
Yeah.
But let's go through it again. Lightning speed. Our final round. Question 1: which legendary songbird sang Mama Temba's wedding? Question 2: who is Andre Leroux du Toit more commonly known as? Question 3: who is South Africa's biggest selling reggae artist of all time? Question 4: who is the first South African to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017? Question 5: who is known as the African Queen of Gospel? Question 6: what is the most viewed South African music video on YouTube? Question 7: who was the first South African winner of Idols in 2002? Question 8: Toya de Lazy is the granddaughter of which famous politician? Question 9: who is the famous South African export who has produced for the likes of Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, Maroon 5, to name a few? And then question 10, I note for Nerd 1. Give it to us one more time.
Lonely, lonely, lonely Sunday morning. Such a pity you're asleep. Young girl, get up, all right.
Now, what I'm really looking forward to is hearing you sing it in the correct melody. All right. Let's go. Question 1: which legendary songbird sang Mama Temba's wedding? I keep saying songbird. What is wrong with me? Songbird. It was Margaret Singana, which I am ashamed to admit I had no idea. Margaret Singana.
Didn't you say Miriam Makeba earlier?
I was taking a wild stab at Miriam Makeba, but similar era, I think. When was Mama Temba's wedding famous?
I don't know.
It was also a massive hit. In the States as well, I think. Sorry, we'll just wait for
Mama Temba, 1973.
Yeah.
1973. Comes from Ipitombe.
Question 2: who is Andre Leroux du Toit more commonly known as? Of course, Koos Kombuis. I just want to check something because we had a debate about a question. I wanted to ask what the tour was called, the famous tour that him and Johannes Kerkorrel went on, and see if you knew this one. Because Tab told me nobody would know.
Fool Frey.
There you go. You see, everybody knows that. But anyway.
I didn't know that.
Oh, just because I know it, everybody knows it. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I mean, she said no one would know it, so I'm going the opposite. But anyway, the answer to question 2 is Koos Kombuis. Question 3: South Africa's biggest selling reggae artist of all time, Lucky Dube.
Great guy.
Great guy. Sad to lose him in a hijacking.
Mm.
Question 4: the first South African to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2017 was Trevor Rabin, the frontman of Rabbit.
But he was inducted with his band, his then
Yes.
band. Yes. Mm.
Yes. Who's the guitarist whose first name is Tony, please?
From Yes, or from
No,
Rabbit.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think of a famous South African guitarist that might be. But anyway, that's a conversation
So,
for
Tony.
a whole other time.
Wow.
Never mind.
Is that a joke?
No. It was me trying to think of when we were coming up with these questions earlier. Questions tonight, by the way, supplied by Tabs, if anyone was wondering. Question 5. Who is the South African Queen of Gospel? It's Rebecca Malope.
Malope.
Mm.
And then question 6, the most viewed South African music video on YouTube. We wanted the song title and artist, was for 2 marks. Die Antwoord, Babies on Fire, with 252,080,228 views when we last checked.
And that was as of 11 o'clock today.
Sure.
So they got 4 out of the top 10 most viewed South African YouTube music
Fucking
videos.
amazing. And that's a lot because the other African stars, especially the Nigerians and all that, they rack up some serious hits, serious views.
But do they have awesome lyrics like "I think you're freaky" and "I like it a lot"?
No, not as deep as that.
Hey, fatty boom boom. They don't have Lady Gaga having a part-time prawn pulled out of her vagina.
No.
Wow.
No, not even close.
I think the 2 of you are doing something wrong here.
God, if I'd known that was the secret. So the answer to question 5 is Die Antwoord with Babies on Fire. So that was for 2 marks. The first South African Idols winner was Heinz Winkler, who's gone on to do fabulous things. Nice dude.
Mm-hmm.
Question 8, Toya DeLazy is the granddaughter of which famous politician? It is Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Buthelezi.
Crazy.
She was born Latoya Nontokozo Buthelezi. Why are you shaking your head? I hadn't prepped this. Anyway.
You never prepped this.
Who is the famous South African export who has produced for the likes of Def Leppard, Bryan Adams, Maroon 5, to name a few? It's Rob John Matlanga. Matlanga. We'll accept Matlanga if that's what you put there. We will take it because I'm in an accepting mood. Okay, now for the Nerd for Nerd, I want you to sing this as the original band would.
Lonely, 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 lonely Sunday morning. Such a pity you're asleep. Young girl, get up. All right now.
I don't know the band. I can't think the band.
Put us out of misery, the artist and song title.
Lonely, Lonely by The Narrow.
That Narrow.
Well,
I knew the song, but I couldn't think of
that was
the
by far and away their biggest hit, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely the biggest hit, but they had some really great songs. They did a great version of Living Daylights. But yeah, they had lots of great songs.
The one thing that I realized today, just doing these questions, is we could have done 20 rounds. Like, you don't think there's that much when it comes to South African stuff, but I mean, there's so many amazing artists out there. Even like the nudies, like there's so many from like Varsity Days for me, and then even now there's just so many.
Yeah, there's plenty. The days of Petit Cheval. Sorry.
And that's not even touching on, that's like contemporary stuff. That's like pop stuff. We're not even talking about the classical stuff that's out there. There's so many amazing people out there.
So many. But let's find out who the winner is for this evening.
I'm just waiting for scores to come in.
Tonight's quiz is sponsored by nobody, so there's no lucky draw prize.
Oh, that's disappointing.
So disappointing. Yes, so no lucky draw prize tonight, but we'll find out who the winner is.
Everyone's just thinking about these scores.
Everyone's just filling your scores on the Google document.
Someone's just slid in from behind.
There we go. Who's Tim Parr, please?
I don't know.
I don't know what.
What? You don't know who Tim Parr is?
Who's Tim Parr?
Tim Parr is an amazing songwriter, singer who was in the Zap Dragons back in the 90s and a couple of other bands. He's up in Joburg at the moment, but he was originally from Cape Town for a while. Tim Parr. Yeah.
No, I feel quite embarrassed to admit I don't know who he is. I don't even know who the Zap Dragons are.
The Zap Dragons was the band that Josh and what's his name? What's his name? Josh from Freshly Ground, the bassist of Freshly Ground, was in. And anyway, yeah. Cape Town band, 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm learning.
I need one score, please. From the there we go.
It's the Otters. So who was your favorite South African band before you guys became like Wonderboom? And then who's your favorite, like, in retrospect?
Wonderboom's never been my favorite band, by the way.
No, I'm saying like before you, because like for me, there's favorite comedians before I worked with all the guys.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So musically, which is your favorite, and which is your favorite to just like hang out with? And
so my favorite South African band of all time is Tananas.
That's a surprise one for me.
That's they're for me the most beautiful, unique, talented fucking. Cito was such a huge influence on my vocals, and when I started off on bass guitar, and he was like a big idol for me. But then over the years, it's I have serious band crushes. So up until recently, it's been BCUC, fucking great band. Before them was Medicine Boy. I still love them quite a lot. They've just recently broken up. And my new favorite right now are a cool band called Saber Kopstadt, who are half German and half South African.
Saber.
Saber, like short for Sebastian. So SEBA and then Kopstadt.
Because I've not heard of those yet, so I'm going to check them out. Saber Kopstadt. All right, cool. Let's see who our winners are. In third place with a score of, obviously it was a tough one tonight. It's weird because I reckon I would have rocked this one. But anyway, with the score of 16, the Snackcidental Tourist. Well done, Snackcidental Tourist. Woo! Question. In second place with a score of 27, winning the awesome prize of when Wonderboom does do their next online streaming show, at some point Cito will look at the camera, and that would be especially for you guys. It's Team Swim for Sadie with 27. Well done. And then in first place, in rather a shocking turnout, winning the opportunity to walk all the way to the entrance of a shopping center, providing there's nobody around them. You can walk all the way there without putting your masks on. It is the Oscillating Otters. 31. Congratulations, the Otters, who are a bit sad that there's no Springbok Nude Girls questions.
Next one.
Next time, yes. Anyway, cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. Please log in again on Friday. Mark Pilgrim will be with us. Are we not doing it? Are we doing 80s music?
80s pop. No, it's 80s pop culture.
80s pop culture. Cito, you rock star. Thank you. I can say that you literally are. Like normally when I'm complimenting somebody, I'm like, you're a rock star, but you really are one, which is awesome.
Thanks, man. Rock stars have changed now. It's no longer the rockers and rock bands. It's now hip hop artists and influencers.
And influencers. I don't know how long that's gonna be. Like, I don't think
until they find out
it's gonna get you quite as many groupies as singing in a stadium gig.
Until they find a cure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll
Cool,
see
man.
everybody else on Friday, 8 o'clock. Very big comedy quiz. You've been amazing. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.